and let's go over some, and of course we can go over some of the features. Hello my planty pals, I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Pearl and you are watching my channel, Plants with Pearl. Thank you so much for hanging out. So today I'm going to be starting what I hope to be a brand new series for our channel. I'm going to be going over some of the plants that we offer in our shop and showing you the different stages that we have them under our care. So right from propagation all the way up to ready for sale, and I'm also going to show you when I have them available bigger plants that I have from my own personal collection so you can see what they can turn into. It's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure to stick around. The plants that we're going to be featuring in today's video are the variegated Philodendron burle marx, as well as the variegated epipremnum pinatum. Yes, that can be quite a mouthful. It did take me probably about a year to be able to figure out how to say that properly. And we're going to chat about some easy care tips to make sure that your plant stays super happy and thriving in your care. Let's do it. Let's start with burle marx. So this is my variegated Philodendron burle marx from my personal collection. We have been growing, producing, and selling these since the very, very beginning days of our shop back in 2019. Yeah, I had to think about that. Yes, we have been growing these guys since the very beginning back in 2019. This is definitely a plant that we are very familiar with, love to grow, and one of my favorite things about this plant is you never know what the next leaf is going to give you. Now, they do like to play with your heart sometimes. Not uncommon by any means for these plants to give you a couple full green leaves and then roll right back into giving you fully variegated leaves. They're very funny plants. Sometimes just wait it out, they'll start going variegated again, or what you can always do is cut it back to the last point where it was giving you good variegation and see if it'll start over. These guys, you can cut them all the way back and they will bounce back every single time. Very easy to propagate, so if you want to cut off a chunk and share it with your friends, super easy to do that with. And overall, I find it a very, very, very easy plant to take care of, especially for how beautiful it is. The variegation is super, super stunning. You get all kinds of different looking leaves. You get some of these really nice dark green leaves with the splashes of the lime. Sometimes you get a full lime leaf with a splash of the dark. The colors can range from cream to yellow to lime to dark green. Sometimes every once in a while you get a white leaf. Look at that. Look at that fully lime leaf. We've got this leaf here that's all green except for the very, very top. It's just got a splash of yellow. A really fun plant as far as how needy it is. Loves lots of light. The easiest way to make sure that you're going to keep your variegated burle marx happy is to give it lots of light. It will tolerate you letting it dry out all the way as long as it doesn't sit dry. Overall, very easy care. It doesn't have any special requirements for humidity. It doesn't have any special requirements for soil. I think this is a really good maybe starter variegated plant. Very great plant. Make sure you add one to your cart now. So this is stage 1. Well, I guess this would be stage 0.5. Technically, stage 1 in our process would be cut fresh off of the plant, but that's not what we're doing today. So these cuttings, you'll see I've got them in water. These cuttings have been in the water now for a couple weeks. They're actually looking like they're about, oh, not both of them. So this guy isn't quite ready to be planted in dirt yet. As you can see, he's just got a tiny little nub in here. So we'll let that one sit and wait. This guy, however, definitely be a great candidate to go in dirt. So we leave our cuttings in water for a minimum of a few weeks. Depending on the plant, sometimes they sit in there for a few months. As long as they're not rotting and seem like they're doing okay, we'll just leave them in there for as long as they need. So this guy would definitely be ready to be planted. And same thing for our variegated epipremnum pinatum cuttings. They stay in our jar for as long as they need before they've got at least 1.5 to 2 inches of roots. This guy's got lots more than that. We do not sell cuttings, and we do not sell freshly planted plants either. The absolute youngest that we will even start looking at our plants, like even consider selling them, is 3 months. Does range depending on what type of plant we're talking about. Some plants root very quickly than others take months, literally months. So here is our next stage. This variegated Philodendron burle marx was just planted about 2 weeks ago, so she's still getting used to her dirt, but as you can see, she's having a grand old time in there, nice and happy. And of course we will be monitoring and taking care of them, but this would not even be on our radar for to possibly sell until it was at the 3-month mark. And this variegated epipremnum pinatum has been growing in its pot, I want to say, for probably about a month. So it's looking like it's doing really well. For our epipremnum pinatum crop, we do always plant more than one plant in each pot. We don't sell them individually anymore, and everyone's looking really good. Today is September 21st, 2022. Here is our variegated Philodendron burle marx. This little baby was actually planted exactly 6 months ago today. So this was planted on March 21st, 2022, and today is September 21st, 2022. So you can see it's made lots of growth in those few months. And here is our selling size of our variegated epipremnum pinatum. So this guy was planted a little earlier than the burle marx. This was planted back in February on the 11th of 2022. So it has a root growing out through a hole at the top of the pot there. I thought that was funny. So in just a few months, we go from a rooted cutting to a freshly potted little baby, to our selling size, and then here is my personal variegated Philodendron burle marx. Do I have better looking ones in the basement? Yes, but for some reason this one spoke to me, so she is mine. As you can see, she has lots of different varying levels of variegation from leaf to leaf. She does have 2 main growth points, but that come out of the base of the plant here. They are currently sharing 1 pole, and as you can see along the stem, they've got tons and tons and tons and tons of growth points. So something kind of interesting about burle marx that you might not have seen before if you haven't seen an older plant is that they grow like this. They grow different than a lot of philodendron. They will start off with 1 stem and then they go buck wild from there, and they got tons and tons of growth points. Look at that. Doesn't that look like candy? Don't judge my dirty fingernails. I've been playing in dirt. Alright, so you see these brownish reddish ovals along the stems of this variegated Philodendron burle marx. These are called extra floral nectaries. What happens is, out of these extra floral nectaries, you will find when your plant is nice and happy, she will excrete sap. So it's not uncommon to see on a Philodendron burle marx, variegated or unvariegated, along the stems where those little extra floral nectaries are, you'll have little balls of nectar or sap coming out. Nothing's wrong with your plant. It did scare us when we started growing these plants. We thought that they all had bugs until we hopped on Google and learned about this wonderful planty thing that happens. So yeah, it's a feature of the burle marx that can be a little scary if you don't know what you're looking at. But it's nothing to worry about. It's just a really cool function of the plant. One of the leading theories for the extra floral nectaries is that in nature, the sap that they secrete would attract ants. And ants like to eat a whole whack of different bugs that would be considered pests and harmful to the plants. So yeah, I thought that's kind of cool. So this is my personal variegated epipremnum pinatum. As you can see, she is a queen. Look at this, look at that. Look at that beauty. Like, tell me, you can't tell me you've seen a more pretty plant. Like, it just doesn't exist. Can let this plant hang. However, its leaves will stay smaller, probably about this size. The leaves get bigger when they feel like they are nice and secure and they have something to climb, because that's what they would do in nature. Things that you can look forward to as your plant matures. Fenestrations. Look at that. Isn't this just the coolest thing you've ever seen? So it does get the fenestrations, or the slits, very similar to what a monstera would. You also get pinhole fenestrations. Look at that, how cool is this? So watch, you're gonna see my hand behind this leaf. And that is because all along your midrib here, you have pinhole fenestrations. A lot of people will panic the first time they see these and think that there's something wrong with their plant, or that their plant has bugs. I have had concerned emails from customers in the past saying that, hey, you sent me a plant that has holes in it. So that's a bit of an awkward conversation, because then I have to explain to them that they're supposed to be there. But it's all good, we're here to learn. I definitely recommend allowing this plant to climb if you are able to. I do supplement their support with these command hooks. Beautiful variegation. You will get the craziest, most beautiful variegation out of these plants that you've ever seen. They do it all. They do white, they do yellow, they do cream, they do muted green, they do dark green. They will give you a little bit of everything on one leaf. Sometimes you'll get really dark leaves that have really white variegation. Sometimes you get really, really light leaves that have cream variegation. Just a dream. They are also excellent candidates for moss poles. I just recently had a customer of mine send me a photo of her variegated epipremnum that she has on a moss pole. I think she's had it for 2 years. Her plant is even better than mine. It's beautiful. This plant is definitely easier to take care of than it looks like. There are no special requirements for the soil, no special requirements for humidity. It is a fairly high light plant, so if you don't have the windows or lots of sun to offer it, you would want to consider supplementing some light. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you really liked it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're feeling really generous today. Maybe give me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the video. If you have any questions or comments about either type of plant or other plants, I love to talk about plants, so just let me know. And don't forget to check out our website, www.plantswithpearl.ca. And if you're in Canada, I would love to send you your new favorite houseplant. Check us out, you're gonna love it. And don't forget to subscribe to our email list so you can get 15% off your first plant order. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really fantastic day. Mwah!